Because part of love is being able to let go.
Trigger should actually help you look at yourself.
Relationships is just a mirror to ourselves.
And then somebody comes along.
As they always do.
And then they crack open that freaking vault that you have.
Dang it, why did I say it? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gemini Soulcast. I'm your host, Rob.
And I'm Sin.
Wow. Today is a topic that I feel like sometimes we may be a little bit scared to always talk about it.
I'm already triggered.
Because the topic of today is triggers in relationships and dating.
Oh, man.
We both had that audible sigh at the same time.
Oh, God.
Personal jinx, you owe me a soda.
All right.
So, Sin, even when I mentioned the word triggers,
Yeah.
what stirs you up with that?
Heartache. Just the whole thought of it, like, and believe me, I've come a long way when it comes to love. I'd rather just be like, kind of fall back, friend zone everyone, and just like mind my business.
Right.
But no.
Mm-hmm. But no, that's right.
Because, sometimes there's the one that comes along and makes us look twice. Like, wait, hold up a second.
Double take.
You know what
Showstopper.
I'm saying? The hell yeah. As opposed to all the hell no's.
Right. That's true.
So when I think about that, and I just think about past heartache, it's almost like you're expecting the same thing.
I feel like a lot of us are expecting the same thing in relationships because of the past pains and heartaches that we've been through.
Yeah.
So it's more so our bodies having a defensive mechanism to protect us from feeling that type of pain again.
Yeah.
So we don't try to date, we don't try to go out again, we don't try to protect our peace because our quote unquote healing is just about us and our peace and cleaning our apartment on a Sunday afternoon, which is all good. No shade against that because I do that too. But I do think part of healing is being able to do it with another person.
Yeah.
But that's when it always gets messy because when you start dating somebody or when you really like someone or when you date somebody, that's when the trigger starts coming in.
Yeah, because you start giving your power away.
Yeah.
And you start thinking more about their wants and their needs instead of your own. And I'm not saying that this happens for everybody.
Yeah.
But it can happen to a lot of people. I know a lot of people that it happens to. It happens to me sometimes.
Happens to me too. Because I go from only thinking about myself as a single person, my schedule, my routine, my dreams and goals, to now also considering somebody else's routine, their schedule, their dreams, and their goals.
Right.
So how does somebody navigate that? Because part of love is being able to let go and extend a hand to the other person.
Yeah, but it also depends because sometimes you can want to work on yourself, but your significant other doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Or you could be the one that's anxiously attached and you're with an avoidant.
I always find that very interesting because those specific dynamics of the anxiously attached and the, I'll say, pathological avoidant.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think that's a very common couple.
Yeah. Like
I've seen it time. Yeah, I hear it a lot. I've seen it a lot. And a lot of times I have seen it where it's like the girl or the woman, if we were to do binary genders, the woman is the one that's very anxiously attached and the man is very avoidant.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Why?
Well, Rob, I kind of feel like when you're anxiously attached, right? It's more so like your fear of abandonment. You know what I'm saying? Seeking the validation. afraid that person's gonna leave. Like all of that falls under, I feel, like anxiously attached. So you become attached and you want them to make you happy. You want them to show up for you all the time. Then you have an avoidant who pretty much just wants like his freedom. Like meaning, like he doesn't want, when he gets close to you too at times, like sometimes they can get close to you and it kind of scares them. So they kind of like back up, right? So they're backing up and now we're going towards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're trying to hold on to them and they want some space.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just want space.
Right.
So they could get themselves together, but we're over here in their face and now it's like they're on survival mode. So they fucking take off.
Right. Yep. Why haven't you texted me yet? It's been 3 hours.
Yeah.
Left on red.
Yeah. What are you doing? Or, whatever. Yeah, you haven't called me.
Yeah.
You haven't FaceTimed me today. You never seen me.
And sometimes, it makes sense to ask that.
Yeah.
Because, why haven't you? And it's been a while. I just need to hear from you. And for some people, regardless if they're a man or a woman or non-binary, like those who do tend to be more of that avoidant, is because I feel like a lot of times they don't want to confront those emotions. And it's exactly what you said. I feel like once they give up their power of that independence, they don't know what to do.
Yeah. And
it's
a
scary
lot of
for them.
Have been on survival mode since they were kids. That's their childhood trauma.
Yes. So they're not used to somebody up in their business like that.
Or you're getting too close.
Yeah.
And
it's
they don't
scary.
So they have fears too. The avoidant, because they start getting close and they're like, wait, hold up, let me back up. You know what I'm saying? Because they may hurt me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now it's like they want to protect themselves, so they back up.
Yeah.
I know.
As we know, relationships is just a mirror to ourselves. And that's why triggers,
Help in some
they
ways.
do. That's why relationships do help, because it allows you to see your own insecurities and your own fears that you otherwise alone doing your healing journey may not always have. You could heal all as much as you want, and no matter how old we are, no matter how much time we have on this planet, we're always going to be learning, unlearning, and healing. Always discovering new things.
Yeah.
But part of that is being able to be in communion with other people, I think.
Yeah.
It's just that when you do that, then it gets a little messy.
I think it's interesting that there's like a fire truck passing by.
That's true.
The entire time that we're like talking about this, here's like fire truck, like, and the freaking sirens and whatever else, and it's just like somebody needs to be hearing what we're saying right now.
Because
like,
this is an urgent message.
urgent. Yeah. So, yeah, I just feel like when it comes to being triggered, though, there's sometimes that things can happen in a new relationship or a new connection, and you automatically assume, that it's going to happen now. Like, so something that happened in the past is going to happen in this present connection.
Right.
Automatically.
It's that defensive mechanism.
Yeah.
Survival
and, like,
mode.
Something happens, like exactly what you just said. Like, they haven't texted you in a couple of hours and whatever else, and we start to spiral.
Yeah.
We start to spiral. But that is like what you're saying. Like, the trigger should actually help you look at yourself in that moment. Like, why am I bugging out this hard right now? Mm-hmm. You kind of have to look at the source, and that's what you have to work on.
Yeah. It is a golden opportunity for us to really do that inner work.
Yeah.
When we do feel triggered.
Yeah.
Why am I feeling this way? Is it justifiable? Am I in my head? Do I just need to go outside and just take a breath of fresh air?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really just as simple as that.
Yeah. You got to regulate your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
Like today, I was getting a little anxious at work.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about a lot of things, not just like relationships, but, things that I'm trying to accomplish, relationship, like different things.
Everything.
And I felt myself getting like anxious, in my chest. And what did I do? I just was like, wait, no, I held my heart. I took a couple of deep breaths, and I chilled out.
How did you feel after?
I felt good. I felt good. I was like, oh, I understand now why they always say you need to regulate your nervous system.
Yes.
Because you can really take it someplace else if you don't. You got to check yourself.
Yep.
You got to check yourself.
Always. Because otherwise, for example, if you're in a relationship and you don't check yourself, you're going to let those fears and insecurities then control you.
Yeah.
And that's when you say things that you don't mean to say.
Yeah.
You end up texting or you say something that could be very hurtful that you then could be like, dang it, why did I say that?
Yeah.
You know, I've been at fault for that too. Out of emotions.
Yeah, you just have to sit instead of react. Because we tend to react.
Yeah.
Like right away in that moment. Like it's like, oh, you want to pounce.
Yeah. It's very natural.
Yeah.
You know, as human beings, you know, we're still biological animals too.
Yeah.
So if we feel that we need to attack or we need to flee, that's our response.
Yeah.
In that moment.
I mean, I kind of feel though, like there could be times, and it's true, like you can text your significant other and you're expecting them to like hit you back, and now it's like 3 or 4 hours later, but you don't know what's going on their end. They could be at work, they could be in a meeting,
Something could have happened to them.
back to back, like like, and it's not about thinking right away, and that's the thing too. We think right away, like, oh, who they're talking to.
Yeah.
Are they talking to somebody else right now? Like they're not talking to me? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
We start to get that little thought. We start running with it.
Yeah, or it's like with the moment they bring up a friend of like the opposite sex.
Yeah.
And it's, oh, you know, it's just Jeremy, this. It's like, why you always talk about Jeremy?
Yeah. Yeah. And you could have experienced something before in your past. You know what I mean? Like, and automatically you assume like, oh my God, this is what my ex did. Oh my God, it's happening again.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are. I'm back to this. How the hell am I back to this? You know what I'm saying? Even though like nothing has happened.
Nothing has happened, yes. But I think there's a reason why it feels like it's happening again. Because if we have not learned from our previous relationships, you're only going to see these same lessons appear back again and again like karmic cycles.
Yeah. And you can't sit here and say, oh no, I did my healing work. I'm healed. If you're spiraling or you're still spiraling, you're not fully healed.
Right.
And you may never be fully healed because as far as I'm concerned, we're learning all the way until we transition.
Every single day.
There's always going to be a lesson.
Right.
But the whole point is to regulate that nervous system. Calm yourself down. Talk yourself off the ledge.
Agreed. Because we could drive ourselves insane.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a position where something happened and you kind of spiraled or you got into your head in a relationship?
1000%. I was doing long distance with an ex.
Okay.
She was in Boston, I was in New York. And she was at work and she was not happy with her job there. So the only thing that really kind of helped her through that was being able to talk to one of her coworkers, who was this guy. Me, at that time, I got very jealous. And I didn't think I was a jealous person necessarily, but in that instance, that triggered me. And it made me realize that, I could definitely be jealous. I could feel threatened by a stronger male presence in my partner's life. And even when I find out that he's married, I'm still like, nope, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I'm fully convinced that something's going on. I don't think anything really happened.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Even if it did, whatever. I don't think so.
Is that what led to you breaking up?
No.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't.
That's good.
But it did trigger me.
Yeah.
And then it gets to a point where like when we would catch up, a lot of what she would say, how's work? She'll bring him up. Oh, we went for a walk. We talked about this. I'm like, why is it always this? And then because it gets to the point where, especially when I was doing long distance, I was like, damn, I wish I could be there.
Yeah. That long distance is hard, man.
It's tough. Long distance will test you a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like because you can't see them in person. If they're going through a struggle, like there's only so much that you can do. You feel like you're missing out on certain parts of their lives that you can only view it as a third party person.
Yeah.
They're only giving you the updates. You cannot live it with them.
Yeah.
It sucks, you know? But all that triggered me big time, you know? Oof. So that's an example where I was like, yeah, I have to do some healing. And like, if I were to do long distance again, how would I go about doing that?
Yeah.
If that was the case, can I do it again? Because at one point I was just like, there's no way I could do it again.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't want to go through that type of pain, you know? But if there's anything I learned from any type of struggle or any type of like triggers from relationships, is that it gives us an opportunity to learn and grow.
Yeah.
So that's an example of one where I was like, yeah, I had to really undo that part.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that really came down to really the reason why I felt jealous and the reason why I feel threatened was because I didn't love myself enough. I didn't think I was valuable enough. I didn't believe that I really was that good of a guy in this relationship.
Wow.
Because if I did, I would be totally confident with the fact that, okay, she has a good guy friend by her side at work.
Yeah.
Instead, I was triggered by the fact that, like, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
You know? And here's this guy. You know? What's so special about him? Da, da. Bro, if I was so confident, secure about the relationship and within myself, I'll be all right, cool. I wasn't at the time. You know?
Yeah. Kind of tough.
Pretty tough, yeah.
I'm like, woo.
Yeah. So,
Dang.
yeah, that's an example of one for me.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, when
For you.
did I get triggered? I haven't gotten triggered as of late.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. Trying to go back and think. Man, no, I just feel like I struggled a little bit after my divorce, though. I did struggle a little bit. Obviously, I've struggled. Not just a little bit, a lot. I struggled. But I think that's what led to me having, going through therapy and me working on myself and all that and peeling back the layers and discovering the fear of abandonment and that it went back to my childhood, to my mom. Mm-hmm. My relationship with my mom. Like, it took me to want to look at those parts of myself to get there. Like, want to work on that. Because then all I would want to do is like sweep everything under the rug. Like I have for a long time. I don't do it anymore, but now I used to just sweep it under the rug.
What would you sweep under the rug, or what would you decide to actively ignore?
Anything, like any arguments I would have with my spouse, like when it would get like tough and, I lost myself in that relationship. I've said that before, in my marriage. And it was due to that. Like not talking through things, and then me wanting to do therapy or whatever, or marriage counseling, and he didn't want to do it until it was too late, which happens a lot too. People want to do stuff when it's too late, when you're done.
Yeah.
And you're tired.
Yeah.
So sweeping it under the rug is like, I don't want to deal with this right now, so we're gonna act like everything's great. Right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go through the whole confrontation. Or you want to speak about it. Whatever it is, your insecurities, your anger, whatever. You don't want to talk about it. You just want to put it on there. And he was big on sweeping things under the rug. So that got so high, that was it. Like, it was too piled up there.
Right.
You can't, it's very hard. That's why they say, like, communication is key.
That's such a classic example of the avoidant and then the attached.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could be avoidant too, though. Because after that, I don't have problems meeting people. I really don't.
Clearly you don't.
I don't. But I don't. It's never been an issue meeting people or even meeting attractive people, whatever, right? Like what I find.
All right. You know what time it is. This is Affirmations of the Day. Sin. Psychic medium Sin here. Oh!
Here's the card. And your card is vulnerability. which goes perfect for this episode.
Right.
This is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back or allow a misguided sense that feeling
Vulnerable
is somehow a negative condition. When you're vulnerable, like you're really opening yourself up, and we need to do more of that. Now I'm listening to Spirit. Some people hold themselves back, too far back, so you kind of get lost over there. Like Spirit is saying, go forward, move forward, stand tall, speak that of what is within, and allow yourself to grow. For me, it's like that was Spirit talking. I just repeated it, but
I love that though.
that vulnerability is also like being brave in many ways, because some people are definitely very afraid to be vocal and speak up as far as like what they're feeling, what they want, what they need. They kind of hold themselves back. But when it comes to life, we gotta like really crack that open. We gotta be able to speak and stand in our truth, especially when it comes to like love, especially when it comes to relationships, whatever that may be for you. Don't be afraid to speak up. Vulnerability is your card.
I love that.
And on that note,
Back to the episode.
I don't have trouble meeting people or anything like that, but because of like what I had went through, I friend zoned for a long time, and I had no issues friend zoning. I don't care how attractive you were, none of that, because I went through so much. I was like, I don't want to put my heart on the line again.
You put up that wall.
Super thick wall, like where my heart was like in a freezer.
Damn.
Like I wouldn't cry. Like I didn't cry for like a couple of years. I didn't cry.
Wow.
Like I wouldn't cry. Like nothing could make me cry.
Wow.
Yeah. You could ask Jade this. She knows. My heart. I was like numb. People go numb. That's the thing too, because you're carrying so much, and you've gone through a lot, and you just don't want to feel that.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel it, so you're doing anything and everything not to feel it.
That's right.
And then somebody comes along,
As they always do.
and then they crack open that freaking vault that you have. Yeah.
And that's the most beautiful thing ever.
And then it's like you're like, oh my God, this is love.
Right.
This feels so good.
It feels so good. Wait, but I'm scared.
But it feels good.
Yeah, it does. It does. I think we're at a point right now, consciously and collectively, where there are more people who are on this spiritual path and who are on their path to healing and really like working on themselves. And there's even talks about celibacy or solo traveling and all that.
Yeah.
All of them is great, but I also feel like part of that is being able to share that with somebody else, or with even whether it's friends, loved ones, or a partner. And I think the reason why that part's harder for most people in the healing journey is because they have to confront all those pains from the past.
Yeah.
It's like, I've worked through that, great, but now I'm confronted with that mirror again called the relationship.
Yeah.
And it's bouncing back all these insecurities back here. Yes, I've done all this work, but now God and the universe like, oh yeah, now I'm going to test you.
Yeah.
Have you done your homework? Have you actually studied? Have you trained enough for this? Because now this is a new level of a relationship.
I think it also comes down to like whatever connection you make and how you feel with that person. Mm-hmm. So like if you went through a lot of stuff, like I went through some stuff, right?
Yep.
And then I meet somebody, then somebody comes in, cracks it open, but they're giving me what I've always wanted.
Yeah.
In terms of, giving me the space and whatever else, or like actually listening when I do speak about something, when there is an issue and whatever else. Like he opened that side up for me. I'm just going to say it like that. He opened that side up for me where I'm able to like remember what love is, but also feel it in a whole different way, on a whole different level. You know what I'm
beautiful.
saying? Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing. But it also makes me feel like, should we go our separate ways, let's say, right? it doesn't make me want to shut my heart down
Oh,
like it did before.
oh, that's beautiful.
It's kind of different. Yeah. So now it's like,
That's great.
okay, yeah, it would hurt me or whatever. It doesn't like work out here, but I know that I can still remain open, and the universe will bring somebody an upgrade. Let's say, will give me more than what I've received up until now.
I love that.
Yeah, and it took when in the past I would have been like,
You would shut that down.
I'm out. I'm out of here.
Right.
And in the beginning, I was doing that self-sabotage thing where I'm like, well, no, this is probably gonna hurt me. But the universe was like, you asked for this. So here I am kind of backing up, and he's coming towards me like, where are you going?
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So that could have been the same. But I broke out of it. You know, you understand?
Wow. I think love is such a funny thing.
Yeah.
I'm breaking out of it. I'm not going to go back to love again. No, this is it. Oh, I'll be meeting somebody else. Unlocks it for you. Okay, maybe I could trust again.
Yeah.
What you mentioned, the reason why I say it's so beautiful is that I do think that a lot of people, especially the moment they are in heartbreak, in the middle of it, say they're at a heartbreak hotel, they're like, that's it, no more, I'm done with love, because they've given up on love, in a way.
That was me, yeah.
So the fact that you are like, you know what, even if we go our separate ways, I still am open to love.
I'm still believing it, yeah.
And you still believe in it. That's a very beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I want more people to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been through heartbreak as well. And I'm going to say it right here, right now, no matter how many heartbreaks I go through, no matter how many pain I've been feeling, I still welcome love in my home. Mm-hmm. Always. Because I believe in love and the power that love has on the individual and the collective.
Yeah.
It sucks when we go through heartbreak.
Yes.
But heartbreak teaches us so much.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing it did teach me too, is, man, when you feel that love, you can't even describe it. It's just, I know that if I could feel it before, I could feel it again.
Yeah.
Maybe not in that exact way, and I don't want it to feel exactly like how it felt before, because that was that chapter. That was with a different person. I'm going to feel love, and it'll be a slightly different shade, a different form of it. But I can still feel love.
Yeah. I like to think, too, that, you know how we have people who go from one relationship to the other, to the other, to the other, right?
Yeah.
I'm so comfortable being by myself.
Hell yeah.
I love to spend time with myself 1,000%. I do. I've never like struggled with that.
Sames.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally cool. Is that a Gemini thing?
I don't know. Is it?
Because like we're known to be very extroverted, but we're also known to keep to ourselves too.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it.
Sames.
Like I love it. So for me, it's like, yeah, I welcome love. You know, if it comes in, great. But at the same time, it's not gonna break me if it goes for a little while until like someone else comes, or you know, or this person comes correct. Comes back correct.
Keyword correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I feel that, and that's where that self-love comes in. The reason why so many people jump from one relationship to another is because they haven't taken the time to sit with themselves.
They haven't taken the time to fall in love with themselves.
Facts.
They
You have to.
keep trying to get it from everyone else when it's within you.
Right.
And if you want the best love, you got to give it to yourself first.
1000%.
And I know it sounds cliche, believe me, because I used to hear it and be like, I don't know what the heck these people are talking about and blah, 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 because I was going through it. But now I'm like, what? Once I started doing the work on myself and realizing like, yo, Sin, you're amazing. You are amazing.
Hell
like,
yeah.
You got a great heart. You try to do your best with stuff, good intentions, especially in relationships. And if they don't see it, you know what I'm saying?
Off to the basura you go.
Yeah, it's like then That's it. It's not my loss. It's gonna be yours.
Exactly.
You got to get to that point where you recognize, how valuable you are.
Right.
That you matter. That you're worthy. So you just have to give that to yourself. Give the love to yourself, and then somebody else will align to that. Will come in. Your love will align, and they'll come in and just add to it. Somebody's supposed to add to it.
How I see it is that you come in 100% yourself. You are whole. You're not broken. You're not coming in at 50%, and they are whole. So it's not like, oh, I come in at 50%, you come in at 50%, we make 100%. No. I come in with my full healed self 100%. You come in with your full healed self 100%.
That's what you're going to attract anyway.
Yeah. And you want that.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah. And
if you're at 50%, get ready to attract somebody
at 50%. Or lower.
Yeah.
That's why I like what you said. It is 1,000% about that self-love. Yes. Self-love, it gets to the point where right now it becomes a trope, it becomes cliche.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, how would you break down self-love? Because I hear for so many people, they might be like, I hear this all the time saying self-love. What does that mean?
That means you prioritize you. That means that, for lack of better words, when people say that we put somebody on a pedestal, that we put ourselves on the pedestal, we're putting ourselves first.
Yeah.
We're choosing ourselves first. It should always be us first, them second.
And I think a lot of people fear that because a lot of people who are afraid of that, they have people-pleasing tendencies. They're always trying to accommodate for somebody else.
Yeah.
Their feelings, their thoughts, how comfortable they are. As long as they're okay, I'll be okay.
Right.
And they completely disregard their own feelings.
Yes.
And that's a sign of self-disrespect.
Yeah, because then that person is going to see you and be like, well, she don't care about herself, so why should I care about her? That's really what it comes down to. She don't love herself, so why should I love her like that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why they keep pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
And pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So let me see how far I can go here. She doesn't say anything. She hasn't put up a boundary, so fuck it.
Right.
No. It's time to start putting up boundaries, baby.
Yeah.
It's that time.
Boundaries is a form of self-love.
Yeah.
It's showing respect. And those who respect your boundaries, they're good ones. Those who make a fuss about those boundaries, you don't need them.
Yeah.
Because your energy is precious. You have to protect your energy. You have to protect your heart, not in a selfish way, but know that you are a valuable person, and not everybody could just storm into your world and just loot this whole place.
Yeah.
You got to put some respect on your own name.
Yeah, and if you're putting boundaries and they're doing that, they have an issue with it, you're probably triggering them, honestly.
Exactly.
And they're showing you that you're triggering them.
Yeah.
And they want to control everything.
Yeah.
It can't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. That's
Right.
what I would say. I'm going to say it again. When we have a relationship, somebody's supposed to add to it, not become the entire relationship.
Agreed.
So it really comes down to that.
It does, And I guess to wrap things up, right? My question for you is, for those who are trying to seek love, which there are a lot of people who are, those who are single, what is a message that you can give for them?
Damn, Rob.
Coming in hot with these questions
Damn.
in the fourth quarter.
What is a message that I can say to them for those people that want love? Just don't give up. Don't give up on love. Or don't feel like it doesn't exist or that it won't come for you, because it will. But you just have to believe it. Just give it to yourself first and let it show up for you.
I love that. Yeah. I ask because on my TikTok and on my Instagram, more than once, there's been many times when I get a comment, when I go live, I get comments where I have somebody who follows me and they say, I'm just never going to find that love. I've been so heartbroken. I'm just going to work on myself. I don't want to put myself out there. And I always want to just tell them, and I do, which is, you got to keep believing in love.
Yeah.
Because, and maybe I'm getting a little spiritual and religious here. I'm not even Christian. But like, if God made us in his image and we're considered children of God
And all connected.
and God is also love,
Yes, he is.
then we are love.
Yes, we are.
And when we have faith in love, when we believe in love, we're really believing in ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're having faith in ourselves.
Right.
So everything that what we talk about is connected. The self-love is also going to be able to help you attract the love that you seek. And to not give up on love. Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on this life. Do not give up on love.
Love is like so powerful, and it's like the strongest energy.
It is.
And you know, if you think about it too, like when we transition, with people that we know that have transitioned, they still have love for us. They take
Yes.
it with them.
Yes.
That should say a lot right there.
Yeah.
It doesn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason that you're feeling like, oh, I'm never going to feel love and whatever else, because you have to give it to yourself to feel it, to tap into the energy of it, and then watch. Next thing you
Right.
know, you got like a bunch of people coming in.
It's even like what he's saying, right? When those people say, I'm never going to find love, as though they have to seek externally.
Yeah.
It's like they got to go on this whole adventure to like dig it up somewhere, find a map to find love when love has already been inside you. It's less so about you loving this person. You end up loving yourself because of how this person has opened up the love that's already within you, the feelings that you
Yes.
already have.
Yeah.
So you love that person because that person is reflecting that love back to you
Right.
that you're already radiating.
Right.
So for those of you who are out there who are in the trenches or in Heartbreak Hotel, we see you, we still believe you, and we still wish you all love
Lots of love.
fully.
Endless love.
Endless. For those of you who are still listening right now, we will love to hear from you. Please write down in the comments how love has impacted you. And if you have been through heartbreak, how have you overcome that and have started pouring that love back into yourself?
Yeah.
We read all the comments.
Every single one. So check us out. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Exactly. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Once again, I'm your host, Rob,
I'm Sin.
and this is
Gemini
Soulcast.